All right. So as promised, I'm gonna go into details with the crypto world, especially BTC and ETH. I'm gonna focus on BTC mainly, and ETH is gonna follow just briefly. First of all, I'm gonna explain whoever is new or watching this the first time or interested in the way I'm looking at it. We have a Discord, but are welcome to join. I'm gonna explain the way I look at the market. I look at the market in 3 waves. The market moves according to my own brain and view. It moves in 3 waves. Meaning, I come first from an Elliot wave. I studied Elliot wave for several years. It has its goods and its bads. I took whatever I want from it and developed my own way. So according to me, everything has to be measured accordingly, and every wave that you're measuring has to fit the other wave that you are projecting. Meaning, let me give a brief example. In Elliot wave concept, a 3 wave is a correction. So let's say everything is a correction. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3. That's a 3 wave. Let's go basic. For you to measure this wave, I use you can find it up here, trend-based fib extension. You project it from the beginning of the first wave to the end of the first wave, all the way down to the second wave. Will project to you where probability, possibility, third wave will end. Now these 3 waves can take different shapes, and I focus a lot on the shape. It's not necessary I need to measure every time. It's just the shape of the trend or the shape of the 3 waves. This is a simple shape. You have something like this. That's the second shape, which Elliot wave concept, they call it a running flat. Or you have a shallow wave, which is a zigzag, which happens around these areas when the trend is really pumping. And this one right here. And these, all of them, they measure using the flips into this, we call it the interest zone. If it exceeds the 1618, I'm measuring it wrong. I re-look at my analysis. I re-look at the structure of the wave on higher or lower time frame, and I move on for me to try to fit or the wave is not yet finished, right? So as long as it is respecting the wave, the interest zone, I'll go for it and I'll move on to a second analysis. Basically, my analysis, the way I analyze the market is on higher time frame. The lowest time frame I would go to is the 4 hour or the 8 hour. That's for the analysis. Now for trading, this has nothing to do with trading. I do not trade. I do not use this method. It's just for my view, for the directional bias on higher time frame. So that's basically what I why I use this method, because it is precise. It's proven me so many times that it is precise and exact to the point of viewing the market. You can go back test it. I will go into more details, but these are the shapes that I use. Now let me give you some examples of these shapes. Let me clear what I have here. I'm not explaining how to trade. I'm just explaining my method of looking at the market from higher perspective, looking where the projected wave is looking at. The market, for me, it moves in 3 waves. Now, let's take a very simple, let's not try to complicate stuff. This is first wave, this is second wave, this is third wave right here. Just 1 second, my kids just arrived. Merci beaucoup les gars. Apologies for that, guys. Okay, so this is a very simple wave. Coming back to it, this is a very simple wave. Name it whatever you want. It's a 3 wave. First and second wave into the interest zone. I would love for you guys to keep, because I noticed something on BTC. It has 3 kinds of corrections when it is correcting. It uses, right? So this is one. The second one is focus on the shape, right? Shallow drop. And the third one is a running. Let me find it clearly. There you go. 1, 2, and 3. So this one right here is this one right there. I'll show you the same example over and over again. This one right there is the running one, which we should be having like this one right there on lower time frames. This one right here, this one is this one right there. Let me zoom it out. If you're noticing the same shape over and over, this is this one, same thing right here. You measure the same thing, guys, the same thing from the top to the bottom, projected to the top into the interest zone. Exactly the same thing, and it always stops at the interest zone. Let me show you for this, for example, this one. Let's go deeper. High, bottom to this. It does not exceed. Yes, it might wick. That's liquidity grabs. That's normal. It happens. It's just the view of that. That's why I use that. Okay, to determine end of a wave. To determine end of a wave where probability I might look for a short counter trend, right? So on higher time frame, because I day trade, it doesn't mean that I only open longs and wait for it. I day trade, I will trade between the sessions. So hopefully that was helpful from one end. 1 second. Apologies for that. Sorry, I should have recorded that before my kids arrived, but I entered myself into a mess. I'm trying to open 2 different companies at the same time. so in the morning I'm very busy with, anyways, so apologies for the cuttings and the noise, the background noise from my kids' end. Okay, yes, so let's do this. So as you noticed, we're having these kind of corrections on BTC according to what I'm noticing from history. If you try to look at it at that perspective, these are the main corrections that we are having. Okay, let me clear something out to most of the guys that are here. Okay, so there's one wave that people call it 5 waves, but as I said, every wave has something that's similar to the other, right? It's equivalent to the one that we are projecting. Okay, there's one wave that's a 3 wave that is a running correction, if you want, a running 3 wave, where this is the first and this is the third, and in between here, let me change the color of that, and in between here is the second, where these ones are the same thing, and this is the second. Keep in mind, all waves are similar, right? So if you take it and project it into the interest zone, and you take the first and the third into the interest zone, so there's nothing out of this world. It's happening, it's repeating, it's constantly repeating over and over again. Let's go in the middle right here. I'm taking this wave to be similar as this one, and this is the middle, this is the connector. So if we are saying that this is the first, this is the second, and this is the third, where this is the first, the second, the third, according to Elliot wave, the rule of alternation, right? So, and this is the middle part, this is the connector. You have a running correction right here, and this is the connector. Keep in mind the wave that I spoke about, this comes as a running one. So let's measure these. So we're taking this one from here to here to the running one into the interest zone. This from high to the low, from the high to the low. We go like this, from high to the low into the interest zone. Now this is the first leg, and this is the last leg, the third leg, right? This and this are similar, and these two are similar. Let's project these. If it is a completed wave, and there you go, into the interest zone. So this is a completed wave. What are we looking further? Maybe something similar to this, but the rule of alternation, if this is, just clear this one from here. Right? So if this is taking the shape of this, so how about this whole thing right here? What is it exactly giving us? Right? If this is going like this, this is something like this, similar to this, similar to this. I doubt that. And look at the shape that's forming right here. Let's just give an example. Project this one. Is it finished? It's not finished. Forget about these two now. We will go over them later. Look at these two right here. Is this wave finished? It's not. So what are we looking for? Let's go deeper and just look at this wave that's right here. Sorry for that. We got here a running correction, and this is what? Another running correction? I doubt that. This is looking for something. These two are put together. This is going to be something like this. There's something that's called the fair value gap, which ICT teaches in details. Whoever is not familiar with that, go hit the guy. He's giving a lot of free stuff on YouTube. It's for free. He's an amazing guy. Go hit him up and learn from him how to understand what's a fair value gap, what's an order block properly, and how to trade that. If you still into trading and you did not learn that method that the guy is teaching, you're missing a lot. So go understand that and how to trade it, how to implement that into your trading view. So I'm looking for this move towards 30, 35, 34 to fill this gap that's right here, completing this kind of a shape, because this was a running. Looking for this kind of a shape towards these areas. I'm not gonna go into the candle stick, that's totally different. Just giving my own view concerning BTC, and then a flush clearing everyone out. If you go to the 3 months, just 1 second. If you go into the 3-month view, you see this one is similar to this one. Let's go into the candle. You see this gap? That's right here. 17,500 is the fair value gap of that. Prices always will come back and collect that. There's not one candle did not come back and collect that. Right here, right here, right here, right here. You see the price? This one, that's a big gap, collected it. That's what's left on the quarterly candles. There's a big flush that's coming in, but first of all, buyers will be induced, and for the buyers to be induced, you need a very strong momentum that the market is okay, momentum to the upside. Which time frame were? Yes, the daily, where it's gonna push. It might exceed, it might stay here, because if a lot of sellers are coming in, they will create something like this, push in the sellers, come back up, create that, and come down. That's what most of the time BTC does, as you can see right here. Comes back up, clear that, and flush. They will not let the market, they will need that liquidity on the buy side or the sell side. If you go to the 3 months view, if you look at this leg and this leg, they're almost similar. Let's project that. And that's where you should be looking for it. It might go lower, yes, it might go lower, but it might not close. So this line might not close. If you look at this one, look, So that's why you go lower time frame and do your analysis on the line chart. You will remove all the noise. So my view for BTC, we're into a correction like the rest of the indices or the rest of the market. We're into a correction. This wave is not complete. I'm looking for a flush. This flush can go deep to 17. Wicks that, but does not close on there and comes back up. From the point of view, can this be an ABC right there or a three wave move? Let's just let the market tell us. Is it? Or it exceeded? It exceeded the 1618, so it is not. So this wave is just a connector. So that would be for BTC. Hopefully it helps. Okay, I'm not gonna go into a different style, the way that I explain it in the Discord. It's not fair to the guys that are in the Discord, but that's my point of view for BTC and where I see it going. I'm expecting a flush that's gonna come. It might go deeper to 17,500 and go back test the shapes of what BTC is doing. The corrections, the running ones, this shape, corrections, this shape. This one is on higher time frame. You can see it. This is the shallow one. This is similar to this, or similar to this, or similar to this one right here. It's three main corrections. Go do your job, study them, and come up with the way to trade it. Don't just go inside and open a long or open a short or because something. Develop a system, develop a setup. That's from trading perspective. From analysis, that's my point of view. That's what I use. It's been working for me for the past. I started trading in 2011, consistently in 2016. It took me a while, yes, because I started without guidance and I developed my own way. I hit and burnt accounts so many times. It's part of the journey as long as you can afford it and don't get broke. And advice to all new traders: develop your own system, and first thing first is your risk management. Risk management. That's your key. I see a lot of traders doing the same mistake over and over, and they want to make the hit, the jackpot and stuff like that. It is a long-term journey. Don't copy anyone that's been in the market for 10 years. Don't come and copy me who has been in the market for 10 years. I look at the market in a different way. My risk appetite is different from yours. But risk management and equity preserving is number one. That's your job as a trader. Then the rest would follow. Hopefully that helps for the BTC perspective. Now let's try to find you guys some kind of a trade as promised. If you go, first of all, how do I approach it? I'm looking for longs towards these areas. It cleared the lower end. You see, this is a box that I draw. It's very simple that I would say draw a box, okay, below the box, close below the box on higher time frame, not on lower. Below the box, short it. Above the box, go long. It went down, grab liquidity, came back up, look for your long in between the sessions. Now let's look at these candles. See, that's the 2-day candle. Still need 8 hours. for it to close. That's the 3-day, same thing. See, that's, for me, this is in other words, this is a structural change, structural behavior, price behavior change. When I see a candle like this and gets grab liquidity and gets violated, this is most likely, just 1 second guys. Yeah, so this is a price change in behavior. So we're looking, as long as this would close like that, so I'll be looking for something like this, a retest of this and continuation to fill this gap that's up here, as I said, between 33 and 35. So let's go lower time frame. Sorry, let me just clear this. Let's go lower time frame. See, this was an inner liquidity grab right here, these tops, and looking for more upside towards these area. So this is the line that I'm looking at. So this is a running correction right here, as I was explaining. This is a running correction. We might have the following. You see, I'm interested in this area. So this can go up, back again, give you a double top up here, and then do a strong correction towards these areas, and that's my interest zone for me to go long. So I'll be waiting for it around 29, between 29 and 30 zone, maybe tomorrow or Wednesday, I don't know. I'll just place an alert and I'll wait for the price to come to this area for me to look long, to take a long in New York or London session. It depends how it's gonna move, and it depends of course on the rest of the market. So hopefully that helps. Let's have a quick look on ETH. Same thing, let's start with higher time frame on ETH. You see, ETH, if you look at it in deeper, you see it gave you an entry zone, so this becomes liquidity down here, so they will induce buyers to activate this liquidity that's down here. What do I mean by they will induce? Meaning that they will move away strongly away from this, so that whoever wants to fill and buy it, their stop would be down here. That's how they activate these zones, these areas, right, for you to place your stop down here. So let's try something out. Let's look at it in this perspective. Same thing, just as I explained it earlier. This is a running correction and this is a strong correction around these areas. We project that's the first leg towards these legs into the interest zone. Now for this trend to continue its move down, price would love it to come and fill this gap up here. How it's gonna go, I don't know. I don't see the future, right, of the three wave that we're expecting. Keep in mind that the first of this video I explained 4 types of 3 waves, right? So I don't know, it's the first wave, so I cannot see which wave it's gonna do. But you can base your trading around that. You just gotta be patient, because you just gotta wait for it to be clear and take the third wave on any time frame you want. So for me, I'm looking towards a retest of these areas, 22 to 2600. Can this do something like this, grab this liquidity and come back down? Yeah, it would have created a running correction instead of grabbing that liquidity and then more down would come. Definitely. So hopefully that helps. You're more than welcome to join the Discord. That's the way I analyze, but keep in mind that's not the way I trade, guys. Trading is totally different. And as I said, if you guys are interested or want to learn how to what's the setup, what to look for you to enter, number one, go check ICT, and he will open your eyes into a different world. The guy is amazing. He's doing it for free. If you're trading, you're struggling, go hit that guy and study what he's giving out. So hopefully that helps. Trade safe and enjoy the week.